first initial stroke you put down and what you're looking for in order to design that shape. The figure in itself has a certain height and length and width that's there. And in that, you have to build that figure according to the way the motion is moving. That could be characters you're developing, it could be creature designs, it could be anything, but they all have a certain motion and a movement if you want it to be something that's supposed to be a believable form within a space on a surface that goes back and forward, it goes left and right, and it goes up and down. In that instance, since that figure does have all those elements that we're very clear about, which is within that space, the X, Y, and Z space, this is the area that the figure encompasses on your page. As we go around the form, as we go up and down the form, and then as you go forward and back, or shall we say, through the form. Forward and backward through the form, which in turn, your Y, your X, and your Z space. So, this is what you're dealing with when you're drawing a figure. A lot of times figure drawing is approached from a very surface level where you're going to create the illusion of space with volume, mass, perspective to render. But the truth of the whole matter is that it's a form that's standing there in a three-dimensional space that you're translating into a two-dimensional surface. And having a knowledge and understanding of that, the figure is going around, up, down, forward and back, and there is a mass of width, left and right. This initial gesture, as they say, a gesture line, the initial motion line, a gesture of motion is all encompassed in one line. This one line acts as a center line that things are going to work around, over, and through. That one line will work. That's your direction line. That line is your guide to get you to that. Now, in order to help support that, you can pull off, here's a simple graphic. A graphic of a gesture shape. A shape that is giving you a width, and it's also giving you a height. But what it's not giving you is the Z space, or shall we say, the space that works through, in, and out to give you to the other side. It just gives you a width and a height. So it's a gesture shape development. It's a design shape. So you can push things out, such as the areas that will separate the knees. You can knock things out, areas that will break through the negative space for an arm, things of that nature. Once that's understood, sometimes gesturing, you don't have to spend as much time as being just one line to that. But in reality, the whole motion of the figure is just one main strength gesture. What's pushing and what's pulling. So here, as you see, we block the head in. Spend some time, it's 2 minutes or a minute. You can block the head in so you can have a direction of where things are going, of the head. Because this is its own world up here. There are certain elements that develop on the figure that's their own kind of design element that you correspond or connect or unify. The hands have their own gesture that unifies with the overall gesture of the arms and body. The head has its own gesture because it could go in a whole other direction. And once that happens, you realize things are going to start to twist on an axis that turn left, right, up, and down. So here we have a very strong horizontal axis of the shoulder. But the head is going in a whole other direction, isn't it? So you want to make note of that. So therefore, you're on point when it comes to drawing in the axis of the shoulder for the pelvis. As you see, this gesture motion here and coming around. Now, we keep our hand loose so we can grab on to landmarks, and we hook onto them and throw ourselves out. It's like a fishing reel. It's just like a fishing reel. And then you're going to take that reel, swing it back, and then it's going to throw itself out. So forward. And that's what these lines are, the motion lines. Those, what we're hooking onto, are landmarks. So when you rear back a line, an action line, you're going to hook on to a deltoid and then throw it out to the arm. And you're going to hook on to the end of the radius where the thumb is and throw it out and let it curve for the hand if a person's doing this. So you're going to draw that whole line, hook, throw, in the sense of the way that your line, your drawing is going. Now, that helps you get more of an immediate, here's the hook right here. This is the throw. Wow. Hook, that's the iliac crest and the top of the hand. Throw. Wow. Hook, right at the patella, throw. Boom. Hook, right here, right at the lower part of the fibia, which is that ankle, and come down, bow. Throw. There's the foot. That keeps me motion, moving through. Now, those hooks and throws and those curves, they are just a plane. They're representing a plane so that you can come around the form. This is what happens. So you grab a gesture shape, you design it out. So from here, I'll design out the form. I hook, throw, but I need a shape to give me an identity of how, what? How? Wide. Volume. The wide, the width. So that starts, I'm starting to get into the mass of the figure, and it's going to get,
Oh, no, you good.
No, okay, all right. So I'm starting to get into the width, and it's going to give me a chance to start to sight and measure. So if you understand it, you got your gesture motion, your hook and throw. This is your hook and throw. Now, you go in here, this is going to help give you the mass to start getting you to sight and measure. And now, that's the width. Now, it's not the appropriate, not exactly the appropriate. It's to start that concept to get you in there. So I'm hooking and throwing, and I'm finding landmarks. See here, lower abdominal. Here, hook and throw. I grab here, and I start to design out the shape of the arm, of the extremity. Here, she has a twist going. So in order to get that twist, this is the front. Now she turns sideways. So if I did a axis line of the body here, you can see this is facing out this way, and this is facing forward. So in any event, if time is up in the midst of a 2-minute drawing, then it's like, okay, great. What you're practicing in those shorter poses is not trying to get the whole figure down to show that I'm a Superman figure drawer. You're trying to get, within that short period of time, your concentration on eye, hand, shape, form, coordinating with each other. In that period of time, you want to only look at the mass majority, not the smaller, intricate detail. You're looking at the mass majority. That's what this is about. This is the mass majority as a concentration of shapes. So as you see, I have to get first her twist. So it's training you to sit and watch what is important first, not what is nice to look at. What's important first?